Scorpio, the last week of March will change your destiny forever. Scorpio, what if I told you that the universe has been hiding something from you, until now? You've felt it, haven't you? That uneasy pressure in your chest. Those vivid dreams that refuse to fade. That strange sensation that you're being watched. This isn't coincidence. It's not anxiety. It's a cosmic warning, and it's building in intensity. I'm Elizabeth, your guide here at Esoteric Wisdom, and I'm not here today to soothe your fears. I'm here to tell you the truth. Something hidden is about to surface. In the final days of April 2025, a powerful astrological shift is opening what ancient mystics called a portal of awakening, and Scorpio. You are at the center of it. But be warned. The truth may be uncomfortable. A betrayal may be exposed. A hidden message from the universe is waiting. And only those with sharp intuition, like you, will hear it in time. This is no ordinary forecast. What's coming could redefine your relationships, your career, your purpose. So ask yourself, are you ready to see what others ignore? Stay with me, because what I'm about to reveal could change everything you thought you knew about your path. Chapter 1. The whispers beneath the surface, when the universe watches in silence. Scorpio, when the universe speaks to you, it never shouts, it whispers, and for the past few weeks, that whisper has grown louder, not in volume, but in meaning, a sensation beneath your skin, a gaze you can't explain, the sudden chill when entering a room, the shiver in your spine as someone speaks a familiar truth you haven't dared say aloud. This isn't your imagination. It's energy, ancient, cosmic, intelligent energy that has chosen you as the one to feel it first. Because among all 12 signs, only Scorpio can recognize a truth long before it surfaces. You don't need logic. You sense what others miss. And now, as we enter the final days of March, the energy watching you has begun to move, not with violence, but with purpose. This is the arrival of what astrologers are calling the deep illumination gate. Triggered by a rare convergence between Mars, your ruling planet of action and instinct, and Jupiter, the magnifier of truth. This moment awakens your deepest intuitive gifts, and with it, your greatest test. What is real? What has been a beautiful lie? And are you brave enough to see the difference? Psychologically, Scorpio sits in the space between light and dark, between what you show and what you bury. But this week, the universe isn't asking for performance. It's demanding integration. Every version of you, wounded, hopeful, ruthless, sensitive, must be called into one room and heard. Because healing doesn't happen in denial. It happens in confrontation. This confrontation may begin with something subtle, a phone call you weren't expecting, a conversation that doesn't sit right, a dream that wakes you up at 3:33 a.m. Heart racing but with no fear. You'll want to dismiss it. You'll want to say, it's nothing. But Scorpio, nothing is nothing when this portal is open. This is the week where your inner radar becomes your only compass. Let's talk astrology for a moment, not in abstraction, but in alignment. Mars rules your fight response, your drive, your power to act. Jupiter expands whatever it touches. When these two planets form a rare celestial dance, they don't just bring motion, they bring revelation. The kind of revelation that doesn't just inform, it transforms. Suddenly, what used to feel safe may begin to suffocate. The roles you've played, loyal friend, silent partner, hidden genius, may no longer fit the size of your spirit. You may find yourself questioning, why have I been playing small? Why'd I keep betraying my own knowing just to avoid conflict? Why'd I give others the benefit of the doubt but not myself? These aren't just emotional hiccups. They're soul-level alarms, and they're ringing now because, whether you're ready or not, the old version of you is fading. You're not being punished, Scorpio, you're being called. This is the space between chapters, the breath before rebirth. And like any true Scorpio evolution, it won't be clean, it won't be painless, but it will be real. And the reward? Clarity, strength, alignment so deep, you no longer need to explain yourself to anyone. So for now, don't rush, don't react, just observe, write down what comes through. Follow the signs. When the lights flicker, when the clock shows 11:11, When a person from your past returns for no reason, listen. The universe is watching, and for once, it's not testing you, it's preparing you, because something is coming, and you, Scorpio, are one of the few chosen to see it before it arrives. Chapter 2. The truth behind the connection, when love meets revelation. Scorpio, if Chapter 1 was about sensing that something was coming, then Chapter 2 is about seeing what that something really is, especially in your relationships. Let's be honest, you don't casually connect with people. When you love with depth. When you trust, it's sacred, and when you sense betrayal, you don't need evidence, you feel it in your bones. This week, under the rare alignment of Mars and Jupiter, relationships become mirrors, and what they reflect will either feel like spiritual confirmation or a spiritual betrayal. There is no in between. Whether it's a romantic partner, a close friend, a family member, or even someone you thought you left behind, this portal will drag hidden truths to the surface like treasure chests pulled from the bottom of the ocean. And as we know with treasure, it's not always gold. Sometimes, it's just old rust and broken illusions. But that's where your power begins. From a psychological lens, Scorpio energy craves emotional honesty, but often settles for emotional intensity. And this is where the wound lies. You've learned to accept pain as proof of love. But this week, the stars say, no more. This isn't about enduring, it's about awakening. So let's break it down. For those in a relationship, prepare for a revelation. It could come through a conversation you weren't planning to have, a random comment that hits too close to the heart, or even a silent moment that speaks volumes. Your partner may reveal a truth, or you may finally realize your own. And it may shake the foundation. But don't panic. Shaking isn't always collapsing. It's often preparation for a rebuild, on real ground this time. Ask yourself, do I feel emotionally safe in this connection? Or just emotionally addicted? Are we growing together? Or just avoiding the truth together? For those healing from heartbreak or the past, expect an echo, a dream, a message, a memory that pulls you back, but not to trap you. This time, it's coming so you can finally close the loop. The Mars-Jupiter conjunction is offering a gift, the chance to rewrite the narrative you've been carrying. Maybe they didn't leave because you were too much. Maybe you were just too awake for someone still half asleep. Release the guilt, reclaim the power. For those open to new love, here's the twist. You may meet someone who feels strangely familiar. Not in a superficial way, but in a have we met in another lifetime kind of way. Pay attention to who enters your field this week. The eyes, the timing, the synchronicity. With Jupiter's expansive influence, this could be more than chemistry, it could be a spiritual contract reactivated. But beware the shadows too. Not everyone who feels magnetic is good for you. Some people are simply mirrors to test whether you've healed. Use your intuition. If something feels off, don't explain it away. You're not here to repeat old patterns. You're here to recognize them and choose differently. Astrologically, this chapter is ruled by your 7th house of partnerships, and Jupiter is activating it like a floodlight. Think of it this way, what's been hiding in the emotional shadows can no longer stay hidden. And if you're brave enough to look, you'll see not only others' truths, but your own. You may realize you've been dimming your light to make someone else feel safe. Or that you've been holding onto a maybe, because the idea of being alone scared you more than being misunderstood. But this week, the truth becomes louder than your fear. And that's when you step into your power. So, Scorpio, here's your soul challenge. Don't resist the reveal. Don't chase closure. Let the universe show you what's real, and trust that your higher self has been waiting for this exact moment to say. Now, finally, you see, because sometimes, the most sacred connections are the ones that end, not because they failed, but because they fulfilled their purpose. Chapter 3. Destiny at the Crossroads, when purpose refuses to wait. Scorpio, you've always known you weren't here to follow the crowd. While others chase security, you chase meaning. While they look for approval, you seek truth. And while many stay in jobs that drain them slowly, you've always known that silence in your soul is a sign of spiritual death. This week, the universe no longer whispers, it roars. Under the rare cosmic portal powered by Mars, your ruling planet of drive, and Jupiter, the planet of expansion. Purpose and destiny. Your career and life path are being recalibrated with brutal precision. Not as punishment, but as prophecy. Let's be clear, something is ending. And that ending, be it a role, a contract, a stagnant goal, or even just a mindset, is not optional. It's sacred. The emotional tension you've been carrying at work. The fatigue that doesn't match your workload. The subtle knowing that you're meant for more, these are not symptoms of burnout. They are messages from your soul. This week may bring an unexpected shake-up. A reorganization in your company. A project cancelled last minute. A manager suddenly acting distant. Or even, a job loss that feels like the rug being pulled from under you. Scary? Absolutely. But here's the twist. It's not sabotage, it's divine redirection. From a psychological perspective, Scorpio energy thrives in reinvention. You are not meant for the safe path. You are wired for depth, meaning, and transformation. So when your career becomes predictable or disconnected from purpose, your soul sends out an SOS, and this week, the universe answers. Ask yourself, when was the last time I felt excited to begin my day? Am I doing what I'm good at? Or what lights me up inside? Have I settled into a version of success that no longer fits my evolution? This portal is asking you to remember who you were before the world told you who to be. Maybe you've buried a creative gift. Maybe you once dreamed of starting your own project but were talked out of it. Maybe you know exactly what your calling is, but you've delayed it for the right time. Well, Scorpio, this is the time. Because Jupiter doesn't wait, and Mars doesn't ask twice. If you lean in, if you say yes to the unknown, you may find that opportunities appear from the most unexpected places. A conversation leads to an offer. A long-lost contact returns with a proposition. A creative idea hits you like lightning at 3 a.m. and won't let go. This is the moment to act on instinct. Not impulsively, but courageously. Your astrological 10th house, the house of career, public image, and legacy, is being ignited. But this isn't just about career. It's about contribution. What are you here to give? What legacy do you want to leave? What version of yourself are you tired of hiding? This week is less about external success and more about internal alignment. And when alignment happens, success follows like a shadow. So here's your sacred task. Don't run from the discomfort. If a door closes, bless it. If a path feels forced, release it. If a new direction beckons, one that terrifies you just enough to feel exciting, follow it. Because Scorpio, your purpose doesn't wait for approval. It waits for permission. And the only one who can give it is you. Chapter 4. The body remembers, when your cells whisper what the mind denies. Scorpio, while your mind searches for signs in the stars, your body has already received the message. It always does, long before a decision is made, long before a truth is spoken. The body trembles, it tightens, it flinches, it reacts, because unlike the mind, which doubts, delays, and overthinks, the body doesn't lie. And this week, as the cosmic portal opens, your physical vessel becomes the most honest oracle you have. You may have already noticed it. A heaviness in your chest that lingers longer than usual. Random bursts of energy followed by sudden exhaustion. Tightness in your gut when entering certain spaces or talking to specific people. Strange, vivid dreams that leave your heart racing in the morning. These aren't just biological reactions. They are somatic signals, messages encoded in muscle and breath, that you've been ignoring for far too long. With the rare Mars-Jupiter alignment energizing your spiritual and physical axis, your nervous system is working overtime to integrate incoming energy. And if you're highly sensitive, as most Scorpios are, it's likely that your emotional bandwidth is maxed out. This can manifest as restlessness, trouble sleeping, emotional eating, or even physical symptoms like skin breakouts, headaches, or gut discomfort. Your kidneys, your adrenal glands, and your solar plexus may all be activated now. Because this isn't just emotional processing, this is cellular detox. Your body is trying to shed the stories your mind still clings to. Psychologically, Scorpio is the sign that holds everything in, until it can't anymore. You absorb, you observe, you internalize, but now, with the influx of cosmic light, Your system is overwhelmed by what has been repressed. Old grief may return. Forgotten wounds may ache again. You may cry without knowing why. You may feel as if your skin is too thin for this world. That's not weakness. That's the release you've prayed for, just not in the form you expected. This week, your healing doesn't begin in the mind. It begins in motion, through walks in silence, through deep, conscious breathing, through journaling with no filter, through resting without guilt, through speaking out loud what your body has been holding for years. You do not need a diagnosis for what you're feeling. What you need is permission to feel it all, and to trust that it is moving through you, not against you. Let go of the need to analyze every symptom. Let go of the belief that discomfort means something is wrong. Sometimes, pain is a sign that energy is leaving. Sometimes, the ache is not a problem to fix, but a past version of you that is finally ready to go. And Scorpio, your body has been loyal for far too long, carrying burdens that were never yours to bear. It's time to thank it. It's time to lighten the load. So, pause. Place your hand over your heart. Ask it what it wants to say. Sit with your breath. Ask your gut what it's holding. Notice what emotions surface when you allow stillness. There, in the quiet, your deepest intelligence resides, not in your intellect, but in your intuition made flesh. Because no matter what the stars say, your body will always tell the truth first. And this week, it's telling you this: you're not just transforming emotionally. You're healing cell by cell. Let the process unfold. Let the body speak. It remembers what you've tried to forget. And now, it's ready to set you free. Chapter 5. The Sacred Signal, when the universe speaks in symbols. Scorpio, do you hear it? That quiet rhythm just beneath reality, the pulse of something greater. Older, wiser, trying to get your attention? This final week of March isn't just a culmination. It's a cosmic conversation, and if you've been paying attention, you already know, the universe isn't random. It's specific, precise, intimate, especially with you. Signs have been everywhere. Perhaps you've been waking up at 3:33 a.m. inexplicably. Perhaps the same song keeps playing at the exact moment you think of someone. Or maybe you've seen the numbers 1111, 222, 747 on clocks, receipts, license plates. You brush it off. You smile, but deep down, you know, this isn't chance. It's alignment, synchronicity, your higher self leaving breadcrumbs back to truth. Under the rare portal created by Mars and Jupiter, your intuitive channels are blown wide open. Dreams become vivid, conversations feel charged, thoughts manifest faster than logic can catch them. You are no longer simply experiencing life. You are receiving life. Every moment becomes a message. Every pattern, a language. And this language? It's yours. Scorpio is ruled by Pluto, the god of the underworld. But in astrology, Pluto is more than death, it's the keeper of hidden truth. And when your intuition sharpens, it's Pluto's voice whispering through symbols. That gut feeling when you enter a room. That heaviness when someone's lying. That electricity when you meet someone whose soul feels familiar. All of it is guidance. And this week, it's louder than ever. But here's the thing, intuition isn't always comfortable. Sometimes it calls you to release what feels familiar. Sometimes it exposes a truth you weren't ready to see. Sometimes it pulls you away from the crowd so you can finally hear your own wisdom. You may feel isolated, but solitude isn't abandonment, it's initiation. And Scorpio, this week marks a spiritual threshold, a point of no return. If you cross it, if you truly choose to trust the signs instead of dismiss them, you will begin to live differently. You'll stop seeking permission. You'll stop second-guessing what you know in your bones. You'll become the oracle, not just the seeker. Because the truth is, you've never been waiting for a sign. You've always been the sign, for others, for yourself, for the world. So now, ask yourself, what has my soul been trying to show me lately? What dreams keep repeating? What synchronicities feel too loud to ignore? And most importantly, am I willing to trust them more than I trust the noise of the outside world? This is your moment to come home to your inner mystic. To live guided, not by fear, not by trends, but by something older than time, the voice within. When Scorpio listens to that voice, the world bends in your favor. Doors open, shadows dissolve, and your path, however strange or unexplainable, becomes unmistakably yours. This is not the end of your journey, it's the activation point. The moment you stop doubting and start aligning, your intuition is no longer a whisper. It's a roar cloaked in silence. Listen, and you will never be lost again. Everything you felt in recent weeks, every ache, every silence, every unsettling dream, has been leading you to this threshold. Not a breakdown, but a breakthrough. The truth is, Scorpio, this final week of March isn't about endings. It's about the moment you stop carrying what was never meant for your evolution and finally begin to remember who you really are. This is the alchemy of your soul, from pain to power. From confusion to clarity, from silence to voice. You are not falling apart. You are falling inward, into truth, into light, into a version of yourself that no longer begs for permission to exist. Now is the time to act with intention. If this message resonated with you, let it be known. Like this video to claim the energy you're stepping into. Comment below with your experiences, your synchronicities, your dreams, your moments of quiet awakening. Subscribe to this channel so you're never alone on your path again. You are part of a tribe that sees beyond the surface, that honors transformation, that embraces the dark to find the light. And now, I ask you, what is your soul whispering to you right now, and are you finally ready to listen? As the ancient astrologers once said, the stars incline, they do not bind. The power was never outside of you. It was always waiting for you to remember.